You're listening to the PTO Unlimited podcast.
Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 38.
And the last episode of 2016.
For sure.
How's that feel?
Good.
I feel like we need a party favor.
Like a horn thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Josh, you could get on your thing.
No, that's not a party horn.
I know, but it's like it's a thing.
It's a thing.
I want the holidays to be over. I hate this week.
Oh, you're telling me, man.
And I just want it to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your weekend/week in review kind of thing?
Well, we'll go over everybody's Christmas celebration, vacation, whatever you want to call it.
I'll just wing it. Get it?
Aren't you funny?
I was on a plane this morning, so.
You know what he pulled on me?
What? A gun?
No.
Oh my!
Jeez, you went right there.
That was dark.
No, when he. You guys are laughing a little too hard at that.
I thought it was funny. Man, it is warm in here.
Yeah, it is. When he landed, he called finally in Kansas City. He called me, and it was really late at night, and he was like out of breath because he was like walking to the car where his sister was, and he's like, he was like, "Man, honey, my arms are tired." And I'm like, "Why? You don't have that many bags?" And he's like, "Flying all this way." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
it's so lame. Whoever came up with that, I'm pretty sure it was gold the first time someone heard it. Now it's just like, meh.
Wait. You were in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Did you have barbecue?
No, I was only in there for my flights, and I need to talk about that too. It was rough this morning, I'll tell you that.
Well, go.
just go ahead and talk about it, yeah.
Okay, so on Saturday night...
And how did that make you feel?
Oh, Jesus. Saturday evening, Alex dropped me off at the Indianapolis airport, and it was dead. It was Christmas Eve.
It was so dead. It was really weird.
Yeah, like we were afraid that I was going to be late to get through security.
Even though we got there like super early.
Yeah, we got there like an hour and a half early.
Did you always hear people like on Christmas or Christmas Eve waiting at the airport for hours? I'm like, oh my God, you're going to have such a long line. We walk in and there's like nobody there.
Nobody there. And there was a long line to this one called Allegiant. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is that it? I'm going to guess that's an airline. Just a long line out the door kind of thing. It was pretty crazy. But when I got through security...
I think there was like, 3 people in front of you for security?
Yeah, that's about it. Actually, I need to backtrack to Thursday to when we went to Olive Garden. We're gonna tell that
you might as well just
first.
start
because that has to deal with one part I was going to talk about in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So on Thursday night, since Alex and I weren't going to be celebrating Christmas together, I took her out to Olive Garden and we splurged.
Did you have a breadstick?
A few.
A few.
So we each ordered wine, and we wanted them in the 9-ounce glasses.
He was offering, like, we did the tester wine, and he's like, "Do you guys want some wine?" And Josh was like, "You know what? It's Christmas time. I'm gonna get you some wine." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Now we have 6 or we have 9?" And Josh was like, "I'll have a 9er."
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, he looked at me. He's like, "You want a 9?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll have a 9."
9-ounce.
And I wasn't sure how big a 9-ounce
It's big.
would be.
It's a lot.
So you can go on from there.
So our server comes back with glasses of water, and Alex thought that was the 9-ounce because it was just full of water, and she's just like, "Holy cow, that's the wine?" I was like, "Alex, you've had enough. This is water."
Like, it was a legit look down, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a little too much wine." But I didn't see that it was the water because it was. I don't know. It was just Josh and I were in the middle of talking, and I looked down to go grab the wine glass, and I was like, "Holy crap! There's so much wine, you have to put it in this kind of a glass."
Because normally we get the 6-ounce.
I embarrassed myself because it was right in front of the server, and I was like, "Well, this is wine," and it's no, I haven't brought it out yet.
So we go through the entire evening at Olive Garden, and we leave. Alex isn't feeling too well, like all day, and the next. Midnight, on the stroke of midnight, Alex gets up from the couch after falling asleep and just hauls ass to the bathroom and just projectile vomits.
Yeah.
project.
The stomach
like,
flu has been going around at work.
And I was like, crap, I'm going to get this, and I'm traveling to my family, and it's going to be a terrible weekend, and so on and so forth. And she was...
Pretty much everybody but like 2 people, including me at that time, had not gotten it yet.
And you did not... It was food poisoning.
I don't know.
It was only 12 hours.
I know, but I've heard the girls at work, they only were throwing up for 12 to 24 hours, and that was it. It wasn't like a full-blown big virus. It wasn't like that 3-day stomach flu. Yeah, it was just, and then everybody was fine the next day.
You didn't break a fever. Your body wasn't
and nobody at work broke a fever either. It was just a bout of bleh for 12 to 24 hours, and that was it.
So Saturday came around. Alex had to call in Friday. She was not good.
I was not going.
She wasn't good. Saturday came around, and Alex had to work that morning. It was Christmas Eve morning. And we, right after she got off, I had all my stuff packed, and we were heading out, and we went to the mall. And in between Thursday and Saturday, I realized I left my hat at Olive Garden, or I was hoping it was. And if it was, I went to the Lost and Found there, and they got it for me. And so we said goodbye in Indianapolis, and then while we were in Indianapolis, or while I was waiting for my plane, I lost my hat again. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
All
you were doing was
out.
You were just sitting down talking to me and like, all right, well, I gotta go. I'm like, why? Like, I lost my hat. I'm like, you just found your hat.
Yeah.
Which hat?
It's the one I wear on the precast.
That one.
This one.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you guys are not familiar with, go to facebook.com/PTOUnlimited and watch our precast meetings every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, good job on that. All right, keep going.
And then flew from Indy to O'Hare, and I had like 2 hours between connections. So I was like, I'm gonna go to H17. That's the gate, right?
H17.
That's the gate for Home Alone 2?
Yep.
I walked to H17, took a photo, and walked to my gate.
I dig.
Was it all the way down at the end?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's a gate that's hardly even being used. So I wonder if it's because
maybe it
has bad luck.
Bad luck.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but I know exactly where they split too in the movie. Like,
yeah, I know. We walked when we were playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
we walked the whole entire thing.
It goes H and then it goes G. If you go G, you're going that way entirely. If you go H, you're going that way entirely.
I remember that.
When Kevin McAllister split on Home Alone 2, he went to G.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a big fork in the road there. And so I got some Asian food and stuff. It was pretty nice. I went to O'Hare to get Asian food. Mm-hmm. Was that Snickers?
Yeah, she's outside the door.
Oh, and then. And all 3 cities that I landed in or took off from that night were hazy. Just all, like, I'm surprised all my flights were on time. Well, the other one was canceled or delayed for a reason. Mm-hmm. The plane itself was not,
it didn't pass
inspection, which I was, okay, cool. I don't care. Just get me to my destination. So I get to Kansas City, Missouri, and my sister's there and picked me up, and all the next 4 days consisted of at least one day requiring 4 hours of travel, at least
in a car.
A car, yeah.
A packed car.
Well, I mean, I was in the minivan and I had my own little spot. So, and I watched some How I Met Your Mother. That was pretty nice. I'm now on season 3 after starting it 5 days ago. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that was my trip there. On my trip back,
your trip up to Minnesota.
Oh my God! So
the blizzard. He got stuck in the blizzard.
I got stuck in the Midwest blizzard, which I don't know if you heard about. It was going from South Dakota to Minnesota and then going east, and then it just turned into a storm, like a rainstorm here. Mm-hmm. And the winds were up to 70 miles an hour, and the interstates had just a thick layer of ice. So
I was on the phone with him during lunch when he had hit the interstate, and they're like, and we're sideways. All right, I'm going to get off the phone with you now.
Yeah. Our van, the minivan went, I want to say at least 15 degrees. Maybe. I might be overstating it. Went 15 degrees to the left. Mm-hmm. It pushed the back end of it. And that's not the scariest part. Right in front of us, I saw a Walmart semi-truck with trailer almost completely like biff it. Like it was, it went from the right to the left and just, It corrected itself, or the driver did. I don't know, but I did see a fresh truck go into the ditch. It was like maybe a minute or two before we passed it. So yeah, a lot of vehicles in the ditch, and my brother-in-law and my sister were freaking out. I mean, they had a minivan, and they had their newborn in their van, and they also had my niece and my sister. So we're like, okay, well, we just gotta get there. So it was pretty nuts. On the way back, I mean, nothing too crazy happened while I was there, other than that storm.
No, saw family.
Family.
Yeah.
Yep. I said, "What's up?" I flew in. See you later.
Yeah, pretty much.
So on our way back, after Alex picked me up from Indy this morning, Alex, you want to tell this story?
Oh, is this your embarrassing story?
Yeah.
So.
Oh wait. This morning, I joined the Mile High Club.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can talk. A part of the Mile High Club.
Not sexually, but I used the plane's bathroom
shitter?
for the first time.
And
First
how
time.
was it?
Dude, there's no room. No room.
You should
No,
think
but the
of
way-
Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah, the size of the bathroom is about the size of this table. It's not even that wide either. It's like in length.
What was funny is last night, Josh, I don't know, we were video calling each other, and I said something. I don't know. He said he was like, his stomach wasn't feeling good. I'm like, have you pooped yet? He said no. And then this morning when I picked him up, he's like, so I joined the Mile High Club. I'm like, what? He's like, I had to poop so bad on the plane.
This was at 8:00 in the morning.
I was like, it's probably because you've been traveling so much you hadn't pooped.
It was killing me, and I was just like, "Oh God, I need to go." And we just got the seatbelt light turned off, and I saw a guy walk back, and he was in one of the bathrooms, and I was like, I turned to the stewardess. I was like, "Can I use the bathroom up front?" I didn't know if that was specific for first class or not. And she's like, "No, you can use that, but there is another one back here available too." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know there were two bathrooms behind me. No idea. This is."
They're unisex, right?
Yeah. And the cool thing is, I flew with American Airlines and Delta. Those planes are so much better than Frontier. I will say that hands down. I got complimentary beverage this morning. I got
You got a movie.
I watched Inception. I could have watched anything that was like on their new release list.
He had a movie
too.
in his chair.
Yeah, right in front of me.
We didn't have any of that stuff when we flew to Colorado.
I mean, we're gonna sound like noobs, or
I know,
because we don't fly regularly. We normally drive, but man, I would
That was
definitely.
the first time you flew alone in over 10
years.
10 years.
10
yeah.
years. Yep.
So you destroyed the airplane chair.
It was nice. It was real nice.
But yeah, so Josh's embarrassing story is I picked him up from Indy today, and I was wearing a semi-low cut shirt.
On purpose?
Maybe.
I don't know if it was or
That
wasn't.
means yes.
But so we're driving, and I have like this zip up side hoodie on, and we've been driving for a while, and it's black, and I've got the sun beating down on me, and I'm driving, and I've got my seatbelt on, and I've got that on. It's really tight, and I'm like, okay. So I open it up, and I'm sitting there for a minute, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I've just got to take the whole thing off, and it was really tight, and I couldn't get it off by myself, and I'm like, Josh, can you hold the wheel for me real quick? He held the wheel, and I was pulling my thing off, and we were going to the other lane. I'm like, Josh, and I look down, and he's like staring at my boots.
Literally, I held it, looked forward, and immediately veered to the left.
His head was like in my chest, like, whoa. I haven't seen those in a while.
What's embarrassing about that?
Probably the fact that I wasn't paying attention to the road
I was like,
when
Josh,
I wasn't driving.
Take the wheel. He took the wheel, but not in the way that I
Nothing
told
else mattered.
Right, exactly.
Like, I was like, Josh. And he looked up and he's like, whoa, I'm sorry. I totally just spaced out.
That's not embarrassing unless it's... That's not embarrassing if it's your wife, if it's someone else.
I guess. I don't
Right.
know. It was just,
I guess
it's one of
so.
those...
If she catches you, then it's embarrassing.
It's one of
yeah.
those just memorable moments.
I thought it was pretty funny too. I was like, well, I did not mean to do that at all.
Good thing he didn't kill you.
It was like, Josh, take the wheel. Good.
Yeah. So you had a funny story. Do you want to
Yeah,
go
we
with that,
would've-
or do you want to talk
Oh,
about
sure.
My boobs almost
it
caused us to go into
actually-
an accident.
It actually goes a little bit with airplanes because
Okay.
I was reading this thing. You know those things on Facebook? It's basically like clickbait, but it's like articles of
I hate clickbait.
stuff that like stories like the worst things that happen to these people or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Sometimes I read them. Sometimes you can only read half of them because they're so full of ads you
I
can't
know.
advance.
Yeah.
But I was reading about this one about the worst times that people had to use the bathroom and couldn't.
Ooh, that's actually a good topic.
Yeah, I do. do we want to like talk?
I don't know. Here, let Brett
me tell
just
the story.
continue this real
Okay.
quick.
So I have no idea if this is real, but if it wasn't real, it was well written. So this guy goes to his buddy's wedding and he drinks the night before the wedding and at the reception and just gets shit faced both nights.
Yep.
Those are the best.
Passes out in his tux, wakes up 2 hours before his flight leaves. So he scrambles around, hungover as shit, makes it to the airport, downs a bottle of water and Gatorade because he's so hungover and so dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
As he's getting on the plane, he's feeling like he's not going to do well. Gets to the seat and he's sitting. An little old lady sits beside him, has some kind of food in a bag that he can smell. And that sends him over the edge.
Yep.
So he gets up to go to the bathroom, and the flight attendant makes him sit down because they're getting ready to pull away from the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Sits back down. He starts crying because he knows something is going to happen.
They have bags for a reason.
Yeah, so he gets the puke bag, and he starts puking.
Yep.
Like just a stream of red vomit because of the Gatorade.
Oh, great.
Lady next to him is like arching away with this horrific look.
Yeah.
And I feel bad, especially if it's real. But the funny part is, as he's vomiting, he says he starts farting uncontrollably.
Oh no. Well, because you're using your abdomen muscles. Yeah.
So he's just coming out of his mouth, coming out of his ass. And he's like,
Did he shit himself?
like, he didn't shit himself.
Oh my
He's like,
God, that's lucky.
Everybody around was just staring in horror. And they haven't even taken off yet.
As his body's just rejecting everything coming out of both ends.
He gets done, and then he said that he had a 2-hour flight with all these people that just saw him in his worst possible scenario
Oh
ever.
my God.
I'm like, that is awful, but hilarious.
Do we want to talk about bathroom moments?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've
got one.
I've got one.
I've got one that's pretty gross.
I don't think I've ever had one.
A bowl. Everybody's had
No,
one.
I swear to God, I don't think I have.
Brett always has a bathroom next to him.
I've always.
There has never been a time in your life that you can remember, oh God, I've got to either piss, shit, or vomit, and I can't because there's nowhere to go.
I can tell you a time. Well, you were really drunk.
I don't.
Whether it was by yourself or in public.
You had to
Again,
rush
I
to.
don't remember.
Do you remember living in your Canterbury apartment and you rushed to your roommate's bathroom because someone else was using the main bathroom and you just puked your guts out?
Oh well, that probably happened.
You were in the living room and there was a time when you would just bolt, like
Oh yeah.
while drinking. You just run somewhere, do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hit your head against something. I don't know. I don't know how much you want to talk about that.
I'm sure I ran off to use the bathroom.
Yeah, and then I went to go check on you, and you said, "Oh, I puked my guts out," and I was like, "Are you sure you didn't take a shit? Because it smells real bad."
What was your embarrassing time?
Oh man, it's unfortunately I'm a lot older than I should have been in this situation, but I was 13, 14 years old. This is my 8th grade year. We were taking the bus to Washington, D.C. from Fort Wayne.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You do know everybody that listens to the podcast is going to know about this now, right?
I mean, I'm an
Go
adult.
ahead. You've already started
This
it.
was, what, 15 years ago?
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a rule. When you're riding a bus, no number 2 on the bus. Alex is going to lose herself here.
It's because I don't know how much detail you're going to go into, but go ahead.
Is this like a charter bus with a bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a Greyhound. So it's me, a buddy of mine. I don't know if he's going to be a buddy of mine after this.
Keep going.
And we're sitting on the bus the entire way. I'm just like, man, I really got to dump. And I can't.
And this is 8th grade, right?
This is 8th grade year. I mean, the most embarrassing time of your life
yeah.
is between 7th and maybe 11th grade.
Yeah.
Once you're a senior, you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care anymore. So this is 8th grade year, and I am on this charter bus, and we only stop once. And that was to just refuel, and it was at a bus station. I didn't have to go then, but we get to DC, and we don't get to it. We go to the hotel first. We don't get to a spot where I can go. And I shit myself. Literally. And so my seatmate is looking.
Brad is like losing it over here.
He's looking around like, what is that god-awful smell? So we're getting off the bus at this hotel, and this I blamed it on a girl. Everyone's stacking up to get out, and this girl is right next to him. And I point to her, and he's just like, "Oh." So we get to our hotel room. I check myself. I wrecked myself. I threw my underwear away. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I mean,
I wasn't sure if you were gonna share the whole story. I love the fact that you mentioned I blamed it on a girl.
I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't know how much that got around. So I just wanted to be honest with you.
Man.
Let me be honest with you
I
here.
can't top that story. I should have gone first.
So yeah, I mean, I was young. There was no bathroom.
It didn't seep through to your pants?
No. I was wearing whitey tighties at the time, so those are layered, man.
All right.
I tossed them in the hotel trash in our bathroom. That was probably the dumbest idea right there,
You
too.
just sat there and stank. Right?
Yeah. I mean, but bathrooms are meant to stink, so
I guess so.
I got the podcast crying here. So glad we can end 2016 on a high note.
Now, why wouldn't you use the bathroom on the Greyhound?
There's a rule. You don't dump.
Is that your own rule? Or
No, that's a rule going back in periods of time.
You'd rather shit yourself.
Well, I mean, I kind of just went with the flow, if you know what I mean. Alex, is yours going to be?
No, it's nowhere near. No, I don't even know if I want to share it because it has no level, nothing, no level compared to that.
Yeah, I mean, I try.
And
this is a true story. I did not make any of that up. I wish I fabricated that. That all happened.
Oh my god. No, the only story that I had is that when we were living in South Dakota, my commute to work was like 45 minutes, and there was nothing to stop. There was one stop 15 minutes into my trip, and then the rest was just highway.
Yep.
Like I couldn't
open road.
There's no taking off and getting off on an exit to go find a potty. It is miles of nothing. And it's actually not a shit story. It's actually a piss story. But I had
because girls don't poop.
They don't poop. They poop flowers.
Yep, they lay flower petals.
But no,
those must be some smelly flower petals.
I had woken up and had some water, and then I think I had some coffee or something. But I had to pee really, 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 really bad, like to the point where I was crossing my legs almost while I was driving. And
is this when you got pulled over?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And I decided, like, to the point where I was holding the steering wheel, and I was almost to that 15-minute pull off. Like, it was just a gas station on the side of the road. It was the only one until the next 30 miles to work. And I was like, okay, I'm going to piss myself. So, and my arms were shaking really bad. I'm like, all right, I'm going to run in there real quick. I get in there, and there is the one time I have to go to the bathroom, there's 5 or 6 people waiting to get into a single bathroom. And I think I remember standing in line for about 5 minutes and saying, screw it, I'm just gonna haul ass to work. And I held it for another 30 minutes. And I pretty much just like bust through the back door and ran to the bathroom.
That is rough.
I might have peed my pants a little bit.
I mean, there's times
it was horrible because I was doing the potty dance standing in line. I'm like, oh my god, I just need to somebody please,
a cup, something.
Like I was hesitant to pull over to the side of the road and just go in a ditch.
I mean, that's what you do in South Dakota sometimes. You just have to, and it's because
but my story is nowhere near the level of your story. But that's really the only time, other than like, well, I mean, the story that you told this year about going to Tower and me hanging out the window throwing up because someone didn't pull over for me to throw up.
I'm sorry. That happened a couple weeks ago too. Yeah. Yeah, let's move on.
We've gone on quite the tangent there.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was a good topic there.
Do you want to talk about your Christmas, Brett?
Sure.
Yeah. Back on Christmas.
Christmas Eve, we went to my aunt and uncle's house and just kind of hung out there and ate dinner and saw my family and didn't get to see my dad. He got a little under the weather.
Oh.
But saw everybody else, and that was fun. And then Christmas, before that, I went to Casey's parents and had one of her sides and got to see them. That was fun. And I had to work that morning, which is never fun, but you got to do what you got to do.
Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you didn't go with us.
Right.
Down to Indy.
And then New Year's Eve, or New Year's, Christmas Day, I don't know where that came from.
We're getting on that.
Christmas Day, we went to her grandma's and saw her other side of the family. They're always a lot of fun. And then, so we ate lunch, or, we ate around noon, and had the good food, and then they cleared off the table and brought out all the desserts. And so ate all day long. It was miserable.
It's like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was good. It was, I live in Ohio now, so at every family thing, there's Buckeyes. Have you ever had a Buckeye?
No, what are they?
Are you talking about like the candy or the actual Buckeye?
The dessert.
Okay, yeah. It's like the peanut butter thing with the chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah. It's really yummy.
Thing.
It's a peanut butter ball with a chocolate cover.
Oh, it's just like a big Reese's.
No. I think you have it opposite.
No, peanut butter's on the inside.
Okay.
And chocolate is around it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
It's just a
I
big
don't know.
Reese's,
I'm trying
right?
to think of the way Buckeyes look. Because my grandparents had a Buckeye tree in the backyard, and I used to pick them up all the time.
Okay,
It
anyways.
is like a big Reese's, but
Yeah.
it's better than a Reese's.
Oh, homemade
So,
kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then that night we went to her parents and then did just the, her brothers and parents and
Right on.
family and stuff. And so that was cool. So after that, went home, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I pretty much already told mine.
The coolest thing I got, my parents got us a grill, so I cannot wait to get that.
Are you going to blow your face up with this one too?
I'm not going to blow my face up. I'm going to cook responsibly.
Yeah.
Did Leela get some?
She got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Is she at that point where she's opening up presents by herself?
Yeah, she might need a little bit of help, but yeah, she can do it.
Yeah.
It's always fun when they can do it.
As far as my story goes, I pretty much told it. I flew to Missouri, and then we drove up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is about a 4-hour drive, and we had Christmas at my brother's house. And I told my family, I was like, I am flying, so if there's anything you can get me that I can take on the plane or ship back, nothing too large, that'd be great. And I got a butt ton of gift cards. Like we got
are the best.
We can have B-dubs for days now.
B-dubs for days.
And thank you to all that. And I also got a Xbox gift card, so I bought myself a BioShock collection. I was waiting to see if anyone were to get that, and since it's on sale, I was like, yeah, now Alex can finally experience BioShock.
Yep.
Like, all 3 of them are going to be downloading to your console,
Yay.
so you better be playing it with your new controller. So, yeah, I was pretty excited about that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Well, I mean, I got you a game.
Yeah, you got me.
I didn't mess it up this time.
It was a Wii U game. It's okay. Wii U games, there's one console. There's no reason to buy things digitally with the Wii U.
I know. I
And
was just giving you a hard time.
to be honest, the Wii U is on its way out. So the games that I've got are very good first-party titles. So I'll be playing those for the next few months. And then...
I also got you a card game.
Yeah. Oh, Brett, I got a game that we can play if we ever hang out and get drunk anymore, It's called it's from Rooster Teeth. It's called $1 Million Butt.
I remember the commercial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we showed him the commercial. Yeah, I got
Genius.
him. I got him that. So that'll be a fun game that we could probably play.
Yeah, it's basically...
Or we could play it on the precast. That'd be fun.
That would be interesting to get a little bit of just like one card at a time kind of thing. Yeah.
We each go through one.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. Go on, Alex.
My Christmas was, my mom had to work very early in the morning, so we were up at before the sun rose. She had made some breakfast casseroles, and I don't know, it was just really just very quick and immediate family, just me, my sister, my brother, my little nephew, and my mom, and me and my grandma. And we just did the traditional wake up, get the stockings. Of course, my little 5-year-old nephews, oh my God, presents, let's do it now. Yeah, my throat's all clogged up. But I think the best part of the morning, there's 2 big things. My nephew opened up a Hot Wheels track. It's the one that's got the motors, so it goes like crisscross, and you put them in the chute, and it just kind of goes around in circles, and it flings them everywhere. So all of us kind of opened that up right away and put it together and just went crazy with all of his new Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah, that's pretty. I was on video with
he
you.
was just screaming and cheering, and like I think we got 5 was our record going at once. Every time we put 6 in there, they all crashed. But it was really loud and fun. And then the big thing that happened is that my brother still had our 64 and all of our controllers and all of our original games. Didn't know he still had all of that.
So you know what's cool about that? He got to experience Nintendo 64 on Christmas.
I know.
Like all of us have.
I know. So
Jeremy, yeah.
Yep. So my nephew Jeremy, my brother, my brother snuck into the fireplace room and set everything up and laid everything out, and he's like, all right, buddy, we got a surprise for you. And we all went out there and we're like, you know what this is? He's like, yeah, it's a Nintendo.
Right on.
And I'm like, yeah, you want to play? And he's like, look, Donkey Kong. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're totally gonna do this. So we handed him a controller, and we barely he'll be 5 next month, but for that being that young, we barely had to tell him what to do, and he could pretty much, for the most part, get through everything.
He did pretty good at Mario Kart 64.
Yeah,
too.
and then all 4 of us ended up getting all of... by the way, we did have it was blue, purple, red, and green. So we did have all those see-through.
All see-through?
Yep, all see-through. And I took pictures and stuff so I can post them. But all 4 of us ended up playing Mario Kart together, and he did very well. We were like, all right, so A is to go, and I know what to do. Okay, fine. And he was really good at using the items. And every time you hit the lightning and it shrunk everybody, he was like, oh, I got you guys. And then he said a line. He had, I think, threw a blue shell at my brother, and it was like, this makes me feel so evil. Like, oh my God, time to take the controller away. Yeah. But no, we had a lot of fun with that. And then the only other big thing that sticks out is that we went to my dad's and said hi to him and opened up gifts over there. And then we went over to my grandma's for dinner, and we played this game called Pie Face.
Yeah, I know of it. Everybody knows of it.
Yeah.
All over Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And then at the end of I think the last person we made do it was my grandma. We convinced her to sit down. And we found out that the less amount of whipped cream, the faster and harder it slams in your face. And somebody that wasn't playing before didn't know that. And we set my grandma down. We'd only put a little bit because we wanted it to fling in her face. And my uncle Lance was like, what are you guys doing? Picks up this can and just pours it on there. It's like, it's grandma. And what he didn't realize is that he was next in line, and the way the game works is you have to spin the spinner, and you got a little crank, and you put your face, your chin in this little hole, and you got a little splatter thing that's gonna full of whipped cream. That's if you click it and click it so many times, it's gonna splatter in your face.
And it's random.
And it's very random. And pretty much you go click, click, click. If you don't get splattered, you get to keep those points, and the first person to 25 wins. And she sat down, and he did that. And I'm like, you do realize that you're next in line if she doesn't get this, because she said she's going to turn the crank, and if she doesn't get it, that's it. She's done. And sure enough, she cranked it twice, and it flapped her in the face full of whipped cream. So that was funny.
Yeah.
But really, that's probably about it. I don't think there was really any other big things.
Anybody get anything cool?
This morning I woke up... This morning Josh and I had our own Christmas and opened up presents, and he got me a new Xbox controller.
It's called
I saw it. It's pretty awesome.
It's called the Dawn Shadow controller.
It's pink and black.
It's a gradient from black on top to pink on the bottom.
And actually, that wasn't this morning. That was like
I know. It was.
3 hours
That's
ago.
why I corrected myself. I said later today.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gave me that, and that was pretty awesome. And then this is when you know you're an adult, when you get excited that you get your own carpet scrubber.
Yeah.
Carpet scrubbers are cool.
They are. They're expensive, but I mean, hey, I got that, and I got a can of Mace.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty excited about that because I was looking to get a can, and I ended up getting one for Christmas. And I got some wiener dog sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
I saw
cool.
those, yeah.
Yeah, mine was mainly just gift cards, and I got a couple.
Yeah,
of
I
other
got some gift
things.
cards.
But yeah, it was a pretty good Christmas all in all. I mean,
It was fun staying home.
everyone traveled safely. I was just happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was.
We had prime rib for dinner. Usually we have
Real
ham.
good.
We had prime rib.
Right on.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk about New Year's, or you want to talk about our year in review?
Let's go ahead and do a brief year in review, just the
Brief year in review.
top stories. And I tried looking up a couple lists.
I saw you looking at the list. There's a
much
lot.
stuff
There's so
that
much stuff.
We don't have to hit everything, but
I
I
mean-
think some of the big ones, several shootings this year.
Gosh.
It's kind of the grim part of the year.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty, there's not a lot of good things this year. At least,
Well, it's
like,
because
I mean,
no one reports
no
on
one
the good
reports on the
things.
Nobody
good
reports the
things,
good
but
stuff, right?
like when you go and you
News
look
is
it up, there's a
news.
lot of significant bad things this year.
Yep.
That's why a lot of people are, hashtag like screw 2016 or like end 2016 or
Well,
things like that.
Do we want to talk about events first, kind of stuff?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
go through a few of
we
them.
can go through just
I
a
think
few of them.
One historic thing is, and I know we don't talk politics, but Donald Trump, winning the election is
That's
significant.
Significant.
Yeah, it's significant.
Is-
I mean, either one of them, if they would have won, would have been significant. But
Either,
still, like,
you have a non-politician winning, or you have the first female president.
either one.
Were you looking at major events in 2016?
No, I just did year in review.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had
I mean,
Flint-
we had the. I mean, one thing that if you think back, I mean, it's all out of order. But we had the big clown scare.
Yeah, the big
clown
scare.
thing was weird. Yeah, the Cubs winning the World Series.
That
which-
was huge.
Oh yeah,
That
that
is
was a
huge.
good. That's
Historical.
a good one.
historical, and that was really big.
You had the Flint, Michigan water crisis.
Oh yeah, the water crisis.
Which I
I
don't know
think
a whole lot about.
It's not
but-
cleaned up,
Yeah.
and that's highly upsetting.
No, we usually keep up on that kind of stuff when we watch Philip DeFranco.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking through the list here. There's all these really terrible
It's
stuff.
just a lot of terrible things.
And I mean, the world isn't always this nasty.
Well,
there are
this
some.
show tends to not.
Yeah, we
talk
try to
about
keep
the-
things.
yeah, we
the
try to
main
keep
things
things
light.
light. Yeah, light and fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm already in
several-
June, and there's some stuff.
several celebrity deaths.
Oh gosh,
There's
do we want to talk about the big one that just happened?
Yeah, might as
Because
well.
that is
I mean,
near and dear to us,
it's-
being the nerds that
especially
we
since
are.
last week we just released.
We released 2 weeks ago. We released an aftercast
Mm-hmm.
on Star Wars, and Carrie Fisher died of a heart attack. Actually,
Well,
complications after a heart
complications
attack.
after a heart attack.
Because she was out of critical condition
Well, how about
on
we start
Sunday.
this? What originally had happened is she was on an airplane and had a major heart attack.
Yes.
And I think there was some medical personnel aboard, and they performed CPR or something for a while, is from what I heard. What I heard.
What I heard.
What I hear. And then brought her back, and they got her transported to a hospital, and she was in critical condition for a while. But from what I heard last, before I heard that she died, is that they didn't release her, but they said her mom had come out and said she's fine, she's out of critical condition, and pretty much next day it's like, okay, now she's pronounced dead. But I mean, suffering a major heart attack like that, and depending on CPR and everything else, and your heart history and how strong your heart is, you may not be able to come back from that. Your heart just kind of gives up.
Yeah.
It has a lot of wear and tear on the muscles in your heart.
Yeah, that's what I see on the last thing here. These are big events here, and none of them are anything close to what we want to talk about.
I don't
so.
even think it's hit me yet. Like, I mean,
No.
thinking about it, I'm like, wow,
Well,
Carrie Fisher's
She's only
gone.
60.
I
That's
know,
the
and
first
she's
thing you
only
gotta think about.
60. That's young.
But she is not in the
She wasn't.
public eye as much anymore. So,
No,
yeah,
not
it's
not as
huge,
much.
but
She's getting back there with. Luckily,
I agree with
they just
7.
got done filming
8.
8.
Oh, at least
So-
her scenes are done.
Yeah,
I'm
and her,
pretty sure
that's
they
what
wrapped
I've
up her
heard.
scenes.
Yeah. So we all know that at the end of 8 we're gonna have a dedication to her.
And here's the other thing. I don't know if they're gonna do the Paul Walker thing and have her in 9 of some sort of just a send off little thing at the beginning or in the middle or something, or if she's actually gonna be scheduled to be Han. Spoiler alert: Han soloed off like Episode 7 did.
I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. It's just a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's sad, and she was really young. Apparently, she was doing a tour for her book after she was already done with her
The film.
Episode 8 filming, and she had substance abuse in the 80s and 90s.
So and that does a lot of wear and
She
tear
had a
on
lot of
your
weight
heart.
gain, so I mean, there are things that could contribute.
travel is rough on people.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're telling me, like,
Yeah, it's stress, and I mean, it's a lot.
Well, I didn't get to my traveling thing this morning. I forgot all about it. I'm sorry about that. But when I got to Kansas City, there were lines wrapped around every single kiosk and security checks and everything. It was just
at 6 in the morning?
Yes, 6 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. I figured weekdays gonna be fine, and it wasn't. It wasn't fine. I barely got to my gate and all that stuff.
I know there was your story about the line.
Well, okay. Remember we talked about Bath and Body Works and Alex cutting in line?
Without thinking about cutting in line, and I thought I was, but I didn't.
Apparently, I did it this morning, too, and it kind of angered me. I'm going to talk about that real quick. I am furious. Okay, so I got in line for my gate. Apparently, I was cutting in line because there was a hole there.
There's a gap.
A gap. So the people behind me were like, oh, the line's right here, right? I'm like, oh, well, there's a gap. I did what you, fill the gap. And so I got to the back of the line. I said the one thing I needed to say, and then we got in and everything. But here's my whole thing on this. You have assigned seating on airplanes.
What difference does it make?
Exactly.
It doesn't make a
you
difference.
have assigned seating. You're going to the same destination. Who cares? Who cares? As soon as they call the seat rows or your section, it's fine. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're
all
getting
gonna
on the
sit down
same
and wait
plane.
for it
You're
anyway.
getting on the same thing. It really upset me. It really angered me.
And then where did they seat?
They were sitting one row ahead and to the right of me. And I could have just walked up to them and be like, oh, thank God there was a line. You wouldn't have gotten to your seat, right? I was so close. And I was just like, I don't want to start anything. I just want to get home. But I could definitely yell at these people. They were directly in front of me when we were getting off the plane. They looked back and they're like, oh shit, it's that guy.
It's that guy.
So let's go back to our other thing.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
I was really
Anyways,
angry.
going back to celebrity deaths of 2016. I just kind of have the list pulled up. We're just going to kind of go over a couple of them, but
We'll let Alex
that were
do it.
significant to us. I mean, because there's
a lot,
so
and
many.
Just because we don't mention them doesn't mean we don't care. We may have mentioned them in the past already.
I mean,
chat about it.
NBC News has got a list up if you really wanted to go and look at the full list, but kind of going through, starting in January, we had David Bowie go.
Yeah.
I mean, that was significant to me. Just I was a David Bowie fan.
You like Labyrinth
Well, yeah, that too.
as a
But
kid growing up.
But yeah, we had David Bowie. We had Alan Rickman in January as well.
I didn't know that was in January.
That was
I
in
thought it
January.
later.
That,
Holy
man,
cow.
that was almost
so
a
we didn't,
year
we didn't
ago.
talk about Alan Rickman's death then.
It was January 14th. He was 69.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he was.
Bowie was 69 as well.
And Alan Rickman is near and dear to me and Brett because we are diehard fans. We are diehard fans.
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber, yes, and he was mentioned in the third one as well too. And I'm a Harry Potter fan, and he was in all of them, and he looked great. And if you ever watched Dogma, great movie, great movie, and it's a really, really funny movie. What?
I didn't even know that guy died.
Who?
His name is Joe Alasky. 63. He was the voice for Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. That was in February.
Man, you're only in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
kind of getting a little bit farther through that.
We had Edgar Mitchell.
Who's that?
He was 85. He was the sixth man to walk on the moon.
Oh yeah.
That was back
if
in
I say
February.
who's that, it's because I don't know names very well for non-movie celebrities. So if there's some TV stars and stuff, I know someone from The Facts of Life, I believe, died this year. Was it The Facts of Life? Some blonde chick. Oh, I know the mother from Brady Bunch died this year.
Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson. That was a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just going through. There's.
Yeah.
I mean, we had George
Muhammad Ali, George Michaels, Prince.
Yeah. George Michaels. Who's that?
Frank Sinatra Jr.
He's a songwriter, I believe. He was from Wham. I am not familiar with his work.
Apparently, the guy who did Heat Miser died this year.
Yeah, I saw
Yep.
that
Yeah,
too.
I saw
Died
that.
a couple days ago, actually. It
Yeah.
was very recent, and something happened like the past couple of days.
Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
That was he was in Iron Man 2, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Hydra dude. He was also in the Avenger. No, he was in Captain America: Winter Soldier, which you haven't seen.
China.
What?
China.
Yeah, from
China.
WWE.
Yep. China
Yep.
died. We've got Prince here.
China. I mean, did you like any matches she was in? I mean,
I don't remember.
She was in the Attitude Era. That's all she was. I mean, she was apparently Shane, one of our listeners and good friend of ours. He's going to be like, China was awesome. What are you talking about?
Muhammad Ali.
I said that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was the first woman Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Yep. So, I mean, of course, wrestling.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, I
it's
forgot about her.
pre-scripted and all that.
Christina Grimmie.
Who?
She was the girl that she was 22. She's the one that got shot on the Voice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Man, I feel like all of this was a long time ago.
2016 was a long year. I'm going to say that. Like, it felt like a very long year. I mean, of course, for us, since we do a podcast weekly, it's like, well, I mean, what are we going to talk about this week and this week?
Let's, not that I want to skip out on anybody you might have missed, but personally, what about the year? Ups and downs?
Alex, do you have anything? Or I'll let you scroll through that.
Oh, well, one other one that just popped up that was really near and dear was Gene Wilder.
We talked about that on one of our previous podcasts.
Yeah,
not to be rude, but my mother already thought he was dead many years ago. many years ago.
It's
because he didn't do anything.
He wasn't young.
And this was before the time of IMDb.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything, Brett?
Oh yeah, a lot of milestones this year.
I mean, we got the podcast.
That's a big milestone for me.
I got engaged, bought a house.
Yeah.
Started a new hobby.
Let's see. What else was I? I worked 2 jobs for a while, but didn't, got rid of the one. So
I can tell you've gotten
just
more
some
sleep.
Personal stuff.
Yeah.
Good things that happened. Started this podcast, which who knows how far this will go, but excited to see what it will bring.
And I want to say something about that. I want to thank our listeners, for the best week ever for our podcast.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where the heck it came from, but
all of a
thank
sudden,
you.
just listen after listen. We thank you guys so much.
I mean, we see that on the
Thank
daily,
you.
so I mean, every listen is
daily.
big for us. So
I
Yes.
hope you all of you that are new, go check out our back catalog and
yeah, check out our Facebook, check out our
hope
Instagram,
you're
all of
enjoying
that.
it.
Yes.
We've just had so much interaction in the last week. I thought with the holidays everything would kind of die down, and I don't know if it's just because people are off work and
I don't know.
If you are listening to us for the first time, they're kind of out of format. Whereas we're talking a lot about what has happened to us, we discuss other things too.
Yes, we do.
Actual
Yes.
topics.
This is kind of just the end of the year in review.
Wrap up kind of thing.
Yeah. As far as personal things that happened this year, nothing too. I mean, I
You
got
a promotion.
I got a promotion. I got 2 promotions actually.
Yeah.
And a couple raises too. That was pretty nice. Personal stuff helped us out.
It's just personal accomplishments. Yeah.
Yeah, personal accomplishments. And this podcast itself has definitely gave us a hobby to do something to look forward to every week. And I love that we do it on Wednesday because that's like the middle of the week. You kind of get the fresh end of the beginning and the
Hump day.
stale end of the
Hump
end.
day.
Hump day. Man, you love that camel.
I do.
When that came out.
So
Was that
funny.
Geico?
I don't.
I think it was Geico.
Do you remember who was on Hump Day Camel?
Yeah, that sounds right, but I
think
don't
it's
know for
Geico.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was obsessed with that when that came out.
Yeah. Other than that, there wasn't really anything else. Nothing too crazy personally that was huge. I mean, Alex, do you have anything?
I don't know. I was really hoping that this year you and me would both go through the whole entire year with no major medical complications. And we made it till last week or last month.
Well,
Just
all of our stuff was
because
dental.
of what, the teeth?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was the biggest accomplishment is that we have this budget plan that we're trying to, just pay off student loan debt and credit card debt, all this stuff that we got packed into us when we lived in Chicago. So I was so happy by the time we hit November. I'm like, man, I saw a huge dent. So I mean, that was a big deal. And then it just kind of, that dent got a little bit smaller when I had to get my teeth
with our cars.
Yeah, our cars are breaking down left and right. Our teeth are crap. No, it's just, I don't know. It was kind of, that the biggest thing was the fact that we were saving money, we were paying things off and becoming just more responsible with things.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I mean, the podcast, I never thought ever looking back and then looking into the future that I would ever do a podcast.
Yeah.
Especially anybody I went to school with.
Well, if I remember correctly, we had to talk you into doing this.
Well, I
did.
was never into
And now
any
you
of
love
that.
it. You love it to death.
it's fun to do.
You love interacting with everybody.
I do. I was just, I mean, I'm never really. Josh is kind of my shoulder for being social.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a shy coming off.
Oh yeah, I mean, all three of
and-
us. If you see us in public, we probably won't talk.
Well, I mean, it's just it's
Well,
different.
we'll talk to you if you come up and
Oh,
say,
yeah.
Definitely. It's just
No.
we're not one to be like, hey, oh my god. Like,
I mean,
it's-
Brett
we're
and I
just-
working retail, we've kind of had our social interaction for a lifetime.
Yeah, but it's
We're kind of done. But
I don't know if
We'll do more.
if you were to ask anybody, like if I were to go to like my 10-year high school reunion and they say, oh, what do you do now? I'm like, oh, what's your hobby? I'm like, oh, I have a podcast. Everybody's mouth would probably be on the floor because
you've never talked.
from
Alex was the
kindergarten,
quietest.
I was like, if you ask anybody from kindergarten to high school, even college, it's just like, okay, how is my old name before I got married was Alex Fisher. They said, what's your favorite memory of Alex Fisher? How do you remember her? The first thing I say is, I either don't remember her or she was always super quiet, never got in trouble, followed directions. Like I was like the the girl in the corner that was quiet and did her work and went home and played video games. Like that was me.
you weren't too into video games.
If I had to do there was one time in elementary school where if we got in trouble, we had this chart on the wall and we had to pull a card. Like there's 4 different cards, and if you got to like the last card, you had to go to principal's office. And somebody was bugging me during quiet time, and I told them to it was a substitute, and they made me pull a card. And everybody was like, "Oh, Alex had to pull a card." And it was like the worst feeling ever because it wasn't even my fault. But yeah, it was things like that. Like, and so being on the podcast is kind of like a huge deal.
Yeah. Alex
I was
is
usually a
always the
very
quiet one.
private, like, don't talk to me person. And I was just like, I don't know, it's kind of helping socialize.
But we do plan on doing more social interaction by going to like conventions and stuff.
Yeah,
and
there's big plans that I have for us in the future for hopefully this next 2017 that we're going to kind of take this to the next level.
Everyone's hoping 2017 is going to be huge, and I think it's going to be huge for us.
That's what everybody
in general.
thinks for
I think
every
so.
year, but I'm really hoping so, yeah.
2016 started off just. So New Year's is coming up. Do we have anything else to talk about in review or anything?
I don't think so. There's really not.
Do you want to talk about like any games or anything that kind of?
Oh, I will say one thing that I wanted to mention. I didn't tell you guys this because I wanted it to be a surprise. Casey and I watched Suicide Squad.
You did.
Did you watch the extended cut?
I think so.
Did it have? Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler alert here. Did it have the scene of them on the bridge and the Joker about running her over with a motorcycle? Like she's on a motorcycle and
he was going to run her over.
he was going to run over with his
Who was?
Lamborghini. Harley and the Joker. They had a scene on the bridge.
There was like
a street bridge.
a street bridge
Okay.
at night.
I don't think so.
And she was riding a motorcycle.
I don't
Then
think
you didn't see.
Yeah,
the
I don't think
extended
you did
cut.
the
It's a pretty major
so-
scene.
if you haven't seen the extended cut, that is a 10 times better version.
If you
than
didn't like it.
than the
So,
original version.
Let me just give my own quick review of
Okay.
what I thought of it. Not a crazy review, but I didn't like it.
I knew you
And
wouldn't.
okay, so here's the thing. I liked the first 20 minutes when Waller's telling who each person is and what they did, kind of the backstory. And then you get to Enchantress, and I just hated everything about her.
See, I had the
Enchantress
same thing.
was very rough. The extended
She
cut,
it was very quick. Like you would miss if you missed 2 lines out of that whole movie when she's changing the guy into her brother.
Yeah.
You will miss the whole point of the movie.
And I thought I didn't like the actor that played Rick Flag. I didn't like
him
Rick
either.
Flag. I didn't like that character.
but Will Smith probably made the movie.
He was
right?
fine,
I thought he was great.
But, like it was all about, like you guys said, it was all about him. It was all about Harley Quinn.
Yep.
And, the fire dude and the boomerang guy and Killer Croc, nothing.
Well,
Didn't
hold
even
on.
care.
Let me tell you something. The extended cut has more.
Has a
on
lot more
Katana-
on each person.
on Katana for sure.
Yeah.
Katana, you don't get anything.
Totally forgot about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely forgettable.
The extended cut is better. I will say that.
Final thing I will say is I did not like the Joker. Didn't like Jared Leto's Joker.
Really? I just I
I
love
thought
it.
it was
like
fine.
him.
I
His
love him.
charisma was great.
I
How
wanted.
many times
I
did you
wanted it.
see the Joker in a tuxedo with rings and chains? Like
They're
in the
doing-
club?
They're
It's
doing
a
a
new invention
Don't
of the
care.
Joker.
Do you know?
Don't like
do you know
it.
which one he's doing? He's actually portraying is the Jack Nicholson one.
Well,
Jack Nicholson's in a fucking tuxedo in
Yeah,
the goddamn
out,
first Batman movie.
out at the steps, but I believe he was in disguise.
I think it's because Heath Ledger put the Joker on a pedestal.
He did.
Like
He did.
the highest pedestal that Jared Leto had to come out with a completely different version to not even like interact with the way Heath Ledger did it.
At the same time, there's hardly any screen time.
Oh,
So-
the
Oh, yeah.
extended cut has
He
more.
is. There is so much more. There's even more after the extended cut that he was in that they did not put in the film. Like he came out and said, like, I'm super pissed that they cut that much out of my.
They could have had like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
of
it
his
could have been.
scenes.
So
But yeah.
that was just my.
I understand. I'm not going to dodge you on it. I mean, I will say
Everybody's either boom or boom.
I
It
did
just
like
depends.
the Batman cameo. That was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you watch Batman vs Superman?
I'll pass.
What? It was good.
I-
Wonder Woman's great. Just gonna
Was
say
there-
that.
I thought there was something else. Hold on.
Well,
let me
while
check.
you're checking on that, as far as movies, or I'm going to talk about video games that came out this year. Inside was my game of the year. I'll tell you that. That was just a fantastic game, and I loved every minute of it because I've loved Limbo, especially when it first got announced a couple of years ago when it first came out, and I loved Limbo. That was back in 2009 or 10, and then Inside was announced in 2012
and
or
that got
13.
an award, didn't it?
What?
Inside?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
got Indie Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yep. That is my game of the year. It was great. I loved every minute of it. The puzzles were great. It had the anticipation. It had great art style, great music. I mean, Play Dead, they can make... That's the studio I'm talking about. They can make anything great, I'm sure, now, with any side-scroller puzzle platformer like that.
I'm not gonna pick a game of the year because this is probably the least amount of video games I've played in 10 years.
Yeah, you were pretty busy this
Just
year.
get a family and you just don't have the time anymore.
You got a podcast.
Yeah.
Alex,
Mine would
did
just
you
be
have
like
something?
mine if I had to pick right now. I haven't played it in a while because we've been busy with the holidays, but Titanfall's up there right now.
2.
Yeah, Titanfall 2, and then the Rise of Iron for Destiny.
Yeah, DLC. Yeah, that was
that
really
was
good.
that was a really good one.
Oh,
It's like a game on its own.
I was just scrolling through Sling TV and I landed on the Lego movie the other day.
Yeah.
And I only watched a little bit, but it's still freaking hilarious.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I just watched the new TV spot for Lego Batman, and it actually looks good.
What the new
Yes.
Oh yeah, I think we already discussed that actually.
It had a whole bunch of villains, and it just
It actually looks
looked
good. The first time that
better.
the trailer came out, I was kind of, oh no, we're not watching this. And then the second one was, wow, okay, maybe
I forgot
we
to
should.
tell you, Brett, for Suicide Squad, the reason why you probably like the opening is because that was newly added to that movie because they wanted it to be more comedic, and the rest
Bright
of it was
and
already
sparkly
bright,
and-
shiny.
yeah.
and
They
all
could
that
probably
stuff.
do a Deadshot movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're already coming out with a Harley Quinn movie, and if Will Smith would have picked up a Deadshot movie, it'd be great. I mean, Will
I
Smith.
think any one of those actors in the backstory would make a good movie.
I don't like Killer Croc. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't like the way he sounds.
No,
He sounds stupid.
he
Plus,
sounded really
Killer
slow.
Croc is a big, nasty dude.
He's like Bane.
That guy was scrawny.
Yeah. I don't. Well, yeah, okay. He was a little bit scrawny for being Killer
He was
Croc,
smaller
but he
than
was.
Will Smith.
I didn't like his character.
Yeah.
Like, I like the fact that I guess all of,
bro.
yeah, like I
shut up.
I didn't like his. Yeah,
B.E.T.
I didn't like that about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
New
for
Year's.
New Year's.
Yeah, let's talk New Year's real quick.
We real quick. I mean, we're getting on time here. We knew we were going to go a little long today. So,
That's all right.
Yeah, Alex, nice hair.
What's with your hair?
Oh, did I just mess it up? Whatever. I don't know.
You got to look good for who?
I know it's hot in here. Let's see. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so New Year's plans. Do you have any New Year's plans, Brett?
Not at this time. We haven't even talked about it.
Oh, we'll see in a couple days.
Yeah. It's
Well,
on the weekend. I
guys.
don't know. I'm so exhausted just from everything that it wouldn't hurt my feelings just to chill at home.
Oh,
gotta-
we did that one year, and it was
We did it.
it was nice.
I didn't like it.
Josh says he didn't like it, but if you really think about it, I remember the next morning we woke up and you're like, you know what? I'm not disappointed. I had my brother and sister over. We did the traditional watch the ball drop. And then the next, we stayed up. I think we had a glass of wine. We went to bed. We had a great night's sleep, and we went out to breakfast with my mother.
Guys. Guys.
It was nice.
My sister just messaged us, and Carrie Fisher's mom died.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard she had a.
Well, we were talking about the
just on the
stroke.
precast, they said that she had a stroke.
Yep.
Man,
That is a terrible thing. For
everything
that
is
family.
just. You just lost your daughter.
Yeah.
And if you're already, that's a lot. I'm gonna say it. Our thoughts are with that family. Right
Yeah.
now.
Sure.
It's got
The
to be
Star Wars
heartbreaking.
family
And then
in
to
general,
have
because
and then
Kenny
having
Baker died this year too.
having your family posted in the death and everything posted everywhere. It's all around you. It's probably so overwhelming.
And I did say this the other day. I think it was to you. on our way back from Indy, I did say that the Star Wars family is dwindling
It
from
is,
the
yeah,
original
it
trilogy.
is.
If you talk about it, Harrison Ford's not going to be in any more of the sequels.
As far
He
as-
might be in the prequels,
Yeah, we'll see.
like the Han Solo movie and stuff.
We'll see.
But Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford are all out. All that's left is Mark Hamill.
Billy D.
What?
Billy D.
I don't know if they're going to ever... That'd be interesting if Billy D came back. Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca, and Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. That's the only other 4 people left. And that's sad. I mean, Harrison Ford's still good.
For now, yes.
For now, yes. But anyways, New Year's. Do you want to... What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
Our plans.
Our plans.
No, she said you didn't do something and you liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the fact that we didn't do it, that was 2014.
I think that was the 1 year since we were 16
2014.
or 17 that we actually
the
did not.
one you were back for.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
2014.
we did not
Or no, it was the
do
first one
anything.
because you came back in 13.
Yeah.
It was
So it would've been
2013 to
the first one.
2014.
Yeah. We didn't do anything that year. We just stayed in, did some Happy New Year, and then.
No, that can't be right. 2014 to 2015.
Yeah, because 13
Yeah.
to 14 was the bad one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
we're
think
not going to talk about.
yeah, we're not going to talk about that. There was a bad New Year's, and then we were just like, you know what? We don't want that stress.
Right,
And
yep.
I think that was just we needed a reset button for that year. So.
And if any of our friends are listening, I'm sure they know why.
Yeah.
And we're not going to mention anymore.
No, we're
No
done.
more.
But no, I think Josh and I, from the time we were 16, 17 until now, we have spent every New Year's
Yes.
together, whether it was in South Dakota or Fort Wayne or
from
Chicago.
2004, actually, I think it was.
Probably, yeah, because I would be on winter break from school and I would fly out to see him, or he would be here with me.
It was 04 to 05, so for 12 years, we have had every New
I
Year's
think
together.
one of the more memorable ones from when we were younger is that we did, I believe, didn't we do a New Year's at the Roller Dome? We did, with Heather.
Oh, that's when
my
we were
cousin.
dating. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Yeah, that's right.
And I think that was maybe our first New Year's together.
Yep.
And we were
That
probably
was-
14 and 15.
That was 02 to 03.
And we did an all-night skate on New Year's.
Goodness. Man. But as far as memorable New Year's goes, I think last year was our
Last
best.
year was
my favorite.
last year was good.
We went out.
How about we ask Brett real quick if there's any big New Year's.
I don't even remember what happened last year.
I don't know, you weren't with us last year.
No. I'll tell you the one that you the only New Year's I think we celebrated with you was when we had the party at Alex's mom's.
I was at 2.
He was at 2 of them.
The bad one and
The one before that.
And the one
The one
before
before
that.
that's the one I'm talking about. That one was pretty good, I believe.
Was that the one that you got lost?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we can talk about that.
Do you want to talk about me getting lost here real quick?
Talk about that real quick, because that was a New Year's story.
So apparently, every single time for a period of time,
a period of years.
yes, if I were to get hammered, I would disappear. This New Year's that we're talking about, I was so gone that no one knows where I went for 3 hours. 2 to 3
And I don't think we
hours.
really cared. Like, we didn't notice that you were gone.
The last thing I remember was the ball drop, and then I woke up in bed alone.
And we ended up having to wake up, and by talking to people that were still left in the morning, we found out that we didn't even know Josh was gone. I think it wasn't until I woke up and noticed I had to get up to puke or something. I don't remember.
Was this when I was asleep on the bathroom floor?
Yes. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Thank you for plugging in that in. But I had woken up that morning,
I think that was a different night.
No, that was that night.
Because I woke up in bed, I thought.
Nope. No. I woke you up on the bathroom floor. I had that was it. We did beer pong. We did it was everything. So we got really really drunk, and
Well, that was when we did beer pong in the kitchen.
yes. It was beer
Yep.
pong in the kitchen. So I don't remember getting myself into bed, but I just remember saying, you know what, the night is done. I got myself into my pajamas, went to sleep. But when I woke up in the morning, I wasn't feeling good, but I got up before everybody else, and it was before the sun came up. And I realized after I came back into bed, I'm like, wait, Josh isn't next to me. And I went downstairs, and I was kind of looking around. I'm like, I couldn't find him anywhere. And then I saw the downstairs bathroom light was on, and the door was shut, and I just heard the water run, like the sink running. Oh, no. And that was it. So I was like, well, maybe he's in the bathroom throwing up or something.
I have a story.
I
I have a
knocked on the
story
door.
after this, Alex.
Okay, I knocked on the door, and I'm like, hey. I didn't hear anything. And then I knocked a little bit louder. Hey, I turned the knob. It wasn't really doing anything. So I looked down underneath the floor, like underneath the door, and I just saw a body laying there. I'm like, oh my God. So I like cranked I only had tested the door to see if it was locked. I didn't know if it was, but I twisted the door and like bumped in. Josh is in his boxers only.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yes, he was only in his boxers and he was on his back underneath the sink with the sink running.
Yep.
And he had I bumped him and he woke up and he was staring at me like, where the hell am I?
And you know what? I actually remember that one. That one was not the same one. That one was 2012.
Oh, wait. No, you weren't in your boxers. You were in your pants, but you didn't have your boxers on.
And I know why.
Yes.
Because me and your brother and our friend Joe went to his
I don't
hot
have my
tub.
underwear.
We went to his hot tub.
Yeah, they had left.
What did you say?
I said, never mind. He wasn't in his boxers. He had his pants on, but they were unbuttoned. And he was like, where's my boxers? Like, he wasn't wearing any underwear.
So I'm going to tell a story, and it involves our friend Greg. And
Which one?
Are you sure he would approve of this story?
it's when he vomited.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
No, it's good.
No. No, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Well, we'll see if it's okay with him next time, and we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about
okay.
it. I don't know if we want to embarrass
my
him.
other story was last year we got the champagne.
Yep. Oh yeah, the champagne.
We went to Flashbacks on the landing, and they had a New Year's party, and it was Cover got you champagne and party favors and all this stuff. And our friend Jer was in, and we were celebrating it with everybody. It was a great time. Right around midnight, we're like, okay, well, we're pouring the champagne, and I'm just like, well, I'm going downstairs. I immediately bolted for the champagne, and I grabbed a couple of glasses, and I walked up, and you're looking around for me. You were on the floor, and I was already upstairs with two glasses. You're like, where's Josh? And she looked up, and I was like, here you are, honey. She's like, I'm going to get some champagne. I was like, I already got you one. You're like, that is why I love you.
Yeah.
And then Alex got spilled.
I went ahead. I was like, well, hey, I want 2 more glasses. And I was already in line to get some. And there was it's this tiny little corner with like a champagne tower in the back of Flashbacks, and there's a million people there. So
she's way overstating that.
Okay, it's packed body to body. It's
probably about 150.
There's a lot of people there, and my sister and I are waiting in line to get champagne, and I grab a glass, and what was it?
They spilled your glass on you.
Some guy or whatever
bumped you.
Like they were getting rushed to get it before it turned midnight, and I grabbed a glass, and this guy turned around and went boom, and just dumped my glass all over me, and he looked at me and he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because it spilled all over my dress. Luckily, the color of my dress was champagne.
Yeah.
I was upset, but at the same time, like, you know what? It's a bar.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
If it would have stained my dress or something, I would have been a little bit more upset. But it was kind of like, you know, give me my drink. Oh, and then he said, "Here, let me get another one for you," and grabbed one and gave it to me.
One of those that I was at, Greg brought some champagne.
That was the bad one.
And we called it skunk champagne.
Yeah, it was so bad.
I don't remember that.
It was so bad. I remember smelling, and our friend Nathan
champagne
was there.
Champagne is not exactly the best tasting.
Alex, that was the New Year's that Nathan was there, and he drank everything.
Oh, he drank. Yeah.
Have you ever had a mimosa?
I never have. I've always wanted one. It's just champagne and orange juice.
Yeah, champagne and orange juice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see how that would taste good, though.
Yeah. So for 2017, I'm hoping we're gonna have a great New Year's. And what's that smile?
I wanted to tell the story real quick before the end.
Oh, I thought we were done. What story?
The story of last year. The big thing, Shane would kill me if we would forget to talk about this, but the big thing last year
I already forgot,
that happened, it's the line that we've been quoting the whole year. Anytime we go out. We had started off at this bar called Early Birds, which pretty much we're never going back to again, because it's pretty much just a 21 bar. Like that's
pop collar douchebags.
Well,
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's your style to stare at ladies on the dance floor in the corner.
But pretty much we realized that was not our scene. We went there only because our cover covered both bars, and we could Uber and everything from bar to bar.
Yeah.
So we started there. We took some pictures and stuff. We got there really early, and they gave you party favors. And one of the party favors I got was a lit up crown, and I had that stuck in my hair. And we were there for probably all of maybe a half an hour.
At the most.
Enough time to drink 1.5 drinks.
Jer had 2. We had one.
But either way, so we got there. We were the only people really dancing on the dance floor for a while. We didn't really recognize the music, and it was just there was a bunch of people just standing off to the side, hanging over the bar, staring. It's like it just was not
That's
a good
exactly
scene.
what I was saying.
What was the ratio of male to female?
There was not a lot of females.
Yeah.
But
not yet. Anyway,
not yet,
when we were
anyways.
leaving, that's when they were
We got there
pouring
like
in.
at 10.
Yeah, we got
which
there
is considered
Went out
early.
too early.
Yeah.
But either way, we wanted to start there early and end at flashbacks. Anyways, when we were on the dance floor, there was a group of girls behind us, young, like 21, that were dancing beside my sister and Shane's wife, Ashley. And they had said, I guess they bumped into us or we bumped into them or something. I didn't see what happened, but Ashley had turned to me and went, "Oh, did you just hear that?" I'm like, "No." And she said that the girls we had bumped into said, did a rude comment that said, "Oh, why are they even here? They're all old," or something.
And we're 26, 27
Yeah,
at
we're
the
not.
time.
I mean, that's not that old. But
yeah, I
they
was
had made
28.
comments or whatever, and Ashley, like, pretty much the whole rest of the night, like, or the whole that time that we were there, had like she had told me that, and that kind of put me down a little bit. And we realized, you know what, this place kind of sucks. Let's go to flashbacks. Let's go dance to 90s music. So now the bar is starting to get a little packed. Well, as we are walking out off the dance floor, those girls, those young girls, are walking past us, you know, body to body. And as they're walking past us, and we're one person behind the other, holding onto each other to try to get out of the dance floor. Ashley's behind me. These girls pass us. One of those girls grabs my crown and rips it off my head. And Ashley, thank God, love you, punches one of the girls really hard. And then we keep walking. And just completely, like, puts me in the worst mood ever.
Did you get your crown back?
No,
No.
I didn't. It wasn't worth it. But either way, I wanted to go back and throw some drink on her, but I was just in a really bad mood. I was called old, the music was bad, the atmosphere was bad. I feel like the night was ruined. So I got out and I was complaining pretty much the whole night. I'm like, we're not old, trying to tell myself that, and then throwing back shots and drinking and whatnot. So I get really drunk.
She got smashed.
The end of the night, they all decided to go to Steak and Shake because they're hungry.
It was me, Jer, Ashley, and your sister.
Pretty much everybody but me and Shane. And Shane decided to stay we crashed at Shane Ashley's place, and Shane decided to stay back and take care of me. And apparently when I don't remember any of this, but I was like just babbling off and on. And the last thing I said before I fell asleep was, "We're not old. Those bitches." And he said it was the funniest thing, and nobody was around but him. And then I just fell asleep.
Yep. It's like you were cognitive.
And
out.
he said I woke up, like I had fallen asleep, and then I woke up or something and said, "We're not old, those bitches," and I fell back asleep.
Yep, exactly.
So the rest of, like, I woke up on like the next day and people were telling me that story. So the whole rest of the year, anytime we would go out drinking, we would do a shot to "We're not old, those bitches."
Yes. That's what I'll toast to this year.
I don't even care if
I don't know. It bugged
old
me.
anymore, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, you know, if you're going to go out and party, have a good time. Don't make fun of anybody. Don't mock anybody. Have a good time.
I'm over it. I've said it all year long because I haven't done anything this year like that. I'm over it. You know,
I don't know.
Time to move on.
Yeah, I know. They got on my nerves, and then on top of that, they stole my crown.
You got to party every now and then. Maybe we should have one sometime.
Yeah.
You don't have to party every now and
You need to party. You need to loosen up.
then. Parties are different when you hit a certain age.
No, I'm almost 30 and I'm still partying.
But you're
Well,
not
that's
30
fine
yet.
for you, but just because it's fine for you,
You
doesn't
generalized.
mean it'll be fine for me.
You generalized. You said when you hit a certain age,
All right, then for most or for
and
some
you're only
people,
a year and a half older than
and,
me.
You know, that's true. You know, maybe you can party till you maybe you can be Barney Stinson. I don't know.
No. I'm not coming up with the bro code.
That
I don't know. When we talk
lifestyle
about
is-
that, we used to go out every other weekend, and now we go out like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when we go out, we make it count, and then we don't go out for a really
it's
long
normally
time.
for birthdays.
It's just it's you know
That's it.
that's how we know we're getting older. We go out for birthdays and major events, and then eventually it'll probably just be birthdays.
Yeah. I mean, we go out.
We'll see how this year's New Year's goes.
September, November, December, January.
But last year it was really nice because we decided to get like suited up. Like the girls,
Formal.
we bought new dresses and heels and jewelry, and the boys got button ups and ties
and
we
vests.
went formal at the bad year.
Yeah, we did.
yeah, we did. Everybody looked good that year too.
We just
No,
don't
I
talk about
thought we did that on the down low.
that was just me and you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And everyone's like, I didn't get the memo. It's like, well, you know what?
It's because I didn't send it
But
to
no,
you.
everybody enjoyed looking their best, going out, and because we'd always before last year always had house parties or always went to a house party, and then going out and actually
experiencing
the nightlife of New Year's, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Other than those bitches,
Yeah, right.
Flashbacks ended up just being great, and it was a great way to ring in the new year, and everybody together. It was a lot of fun, dancing and drinking, and
so I think we're going to do
fun.
either flashbacks. That's me scratching my arm. We're either going to do flashbacks or the ball drop. We're not sure, but
Yeah.
we're going to do something.
We'll talk about it next week.
Regardless,
There
doing
will be a
something.
story
I am
to tell.
not staying home. I am out. I'm leaving this house.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to wrap up 2016.
Don't skip.
Oh, got a year ahead here.
Yeah.
2016 is going to be over in 5 days. So
29, 30,
3.
31, 3 days.
okay, so it's gonna be over this weekend. And are you happy? It's gonna be done. Like
It's just another year. It's just another day.
Not specifically 2016, but I'm ready for the holidays.
Yeah,
in
I'm more ready
general
for
to
it.
be
I'm
over.
ready for it too. But
yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna plug it in. Call it an episode, guys. So starting off, if you are listening to us, there are other ways you can as well on other platforms. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Blueberry, TuneIn, Satchel, the Xbox One podcast app, Google Play Music, and YouTube. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. We thank you all very much. It's been a great holiday for us, especially for our podcast with all the likes and shares and everything. And also, if you are an Exploded fan on TuneIn or an exploded.com, we are on their radio station Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. If you want to follow us on any of our social media platforms, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited, Tumblr, which is PTOUnlimited.tumblr.com, Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast, Twitter is at PTOUnlimited, Google Plus, you can just search us for PTO Unlimited. If you ever want to email us any topics we want to talk about, you can always join us as well on Facebook every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where you can talk about our topics that you wanted us to speak about on our podcast as well. Or you can email us, which is ptounlimited@gmail.com. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
and I'm cute_kitty.
Here we go, guys. 2017 coming up. Let's have a good new year.
Y'all, my button misspoke.
Have a good New Year.
Bloopers.
Y'all be safe.
Nice.
Call an Uber, call a taxi. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and
Yes.
drive.
Happy New
Safe,
Year,
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.